Today we're going to be brewing Four Saisons. Now, this is the first brew that I'm going to do with the new recommended settings where I set the carb dial to off or 0. And because of that, I'm going to be doing a 14-day brew, which is more than the extended and even my brews before this. Then maybe a couple of days of cold crashing and then another 12 days of conditioning. Four Saisons, I don't know a lot about it. It's definitely not one of the popular P1 presses, but you know, I wanted to give them all a go. So unfortunately, until we resolve the issues with the pressure, we're going with a off or 0 carbonation, so no carbonation at all. And it says here that it's a year-round season style ale, or saisons. It must be seasons, right? Anyway, as normal, we'll go through the normal procedure. So sanitise, mix in jug, water, dark, then mix the yeast, you mix the press in the mixing bottle, add it to the pinter, add the yeast, give it a good shake, and then put it on the brewing dock. Cool. So let's jump over to the brewing lab. We're at the brewing station and we're gonna get our brew on. Now, if you like the content here at Action Frank, please smash that like button. It would really mean a lot. Right, sanitising solution in, fill it up with hot water and shake. Shaking done, make sure you check the bottom to make sure all of the granules have dissolved. And that is my sanitised mixing bottle. I'm going to pour that in there, then fill it up to the fill line with hot water, and then screw on the cap and give her a shake. Okay, to clean the lines, we're going to open her up, turn her to 45 degrees, and then you'll see a steady trickle. Let that run for a few seconds, then onto full. Make sure you open up the carb valve to 0. And then shut her off. Now onto the bottom, as Lee likes to call it. So we're gonna push down in the conditioning valve. Water's gonna start flowing out of there, and then we're gonna just tip her so water comes out both the conditioning valve and also out of the pressure gauge. We're nearly done with conditioning. The last thing is just to dock. So I'm going to place her on. Let's just make sure this tab is over the top. Just make sure it's secure. Okay, so on she goes. Turn. Push down. And then lock. Turn her over. And she can remain there until we're ready to fill her up with the brew. Mixing the brew, this is the good bit. So 4 Saisons, in she goes. I've added about 3 litres of water, a couple of litres of water, and these fresh presses should be stored in the fridge, but this has been out on the windowsill for the last 6 hours or so, just to warm up. So she's a little bit easier to pour. I'm just going to put some hot water to about there. Not a lot of hot water, just a little bit. It's been boiled just to get the remains out. Then pour that in and then give her a good shake. The brew's been given a good shake and you can tell that she's good to go, because if you turn her quickly you don't see any syrup being stuck anywhere. So she's good. Now we're going to undock her, empty her, and then fill her up with the brew. So let's start with the undock. Undock complete. She's been emptied out, so in goes the brew, and then we fill her up with water to the fill line. Now she's at the fill line. We've already poured the press into here, so I've just filled it up with water roughly to the same level as before, and then we're going to pour her in, and then lastly we're going to add the yeast. So that's that. Add the yeast, and then we're going to screw her top back on and give her a good shake. Okay, a good shake later, and you can tell that because I'm out of breath, and we're going to put the dock on. Push down, lock into place, and she's good to go. Just flip her over. Now, at this stage, you'd normally change the dial to 1 if you're worried about pressure, or possibly 2 if you're following the Pinter instructions. However, due to the latest news, they are suggesting that we brew on 0, so basically off. So I'm going to turn her to off, and then I'm going to put her into the airing cupboard, leave her 14 days, and then we'll see what she looks like when she comes out. Thanks a lot for watching, really appreciate it. I'll put a link at the top right to the playlist and the top left for whatever's next on the channel. But yeah, cheers, see you soon.